This is Friday Night Football on KLST, brought to you by Randall Motors.
Good evening and welcome into Friday Night Football, everyone's favorite night. Week 9 is in the books. I'm Charles Bryce. In the next 15 minutes, I'll have recaps from every game all over the Concho Valley. We start with the Central Bobcats, who traveled to Midland High. The Bobcats 3-4, Midland 5-2. Bobcats in a must-win game. Coach Thad Fortune and Mark Smith sharing a nice moment before the game. Midland scores on the opening possession. QB Strowman Bridges plunges in 7-0. Christian English to Kasner Stribling for a first down. Bobcats settle for a field goal on the drive, 7-3, second quarter. After a Bulldog touchdown, ensuing kickoff, Gavin Johnson, 82-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 14-10 at the end of the half. Ball on the half-yard line. English goes to the outside and crosses the goal line. 28-17 at the half. Bobcats likely eliminated from playoff loss with a 56-31 loss. Lakeview had a bye last week before opening district. Chiefs and Eagles both 2-5. Close one at the half, 15-14 Lakeview, and here's those highlights. Lakeview, flea flicker first play from scrimmage. Chris Alviso to Christian Esparza, 8-0 Chiefs after successful two-point conversion. Touchdown Pecos, 5:13 to go, first quarter, 1-yard TD rush by Joel Aguilar. Successful two-point attempt, 8-8 tie. Touchdown Lakeview, 11:07 second quarter. Chris Alviso pass to Braylon White. And then touchdown pass Pecos, second quarter, rushing TD, Fabian Garcia Jr. Ball poked out at the last second, still called TD. 15-14 Lakeview, led at the half. Pecos would go on to win this one 45-37. And now to Class 3A, the TLCA Eagles hosted Jim Ned. TLCA was 0-7, 0-2 in district. Jim Ned 4-3, 1-1. Eagles won the first two matchups. It would be all Jim Ned in this one. They would beat San Angelo TLCA 72-0. Sticking with 3A, number 6 Wall took a 6-game win streak on the road against Grape Creek in a Concho Valley matchup. Hawks are 7-1 and 2-0 in district. Grape Creek 3-5 and 1-1. First quarter, Wall opens the scoring on a long TD pass from Landon York to Briggs Jones down the right sideline. 7-0 Wall. Later in the first, York connects with Lane Stansbury for another long touchdown pass to stretch the lead to 14-0. 3 minutes later, York hooks up with Kyler O'Neill this time for a short TD pass. Down the middle, it's 21-0 Hawks with 6:40 left in the first. The Hawks would take a 28-0 cushion in the first after a TD by Thomas Leonos down the right sideline as he shakes off defenders. Hawks rolled in this one 58-6. Getting back to Lakeview, Griff is at San Angelo Stadium to tell us more about the game against Pecos. Griff?
Well, Concho Valley, this one is in the books, and it sure was a thriller. In fact, might even have my vote for Game of the Year. This one went down to the wire in overtime, but before that, let's trace things back to the fourth quarter. Lakeview and Pecos went back and forth all game, but starting in the fourth quarter, Lakeview was up 28-21 until Pecos responded with a touchdown and successful two-point attempt to go up by 1. Shortly after that, Lakeview strikes right back. This is about a minute 30 remaining in the game to go up 34-29 after a failed two-point attempt. And then, just when you think Lakeview has all the momentum, Pecos strikes yet again to go up 37-34. And then Lakeview ties the game on a 41-yard field goal attempt, successful by Isaiah Rios, to send this game to OT. Now, these fans are in a frenzy. The lights are turning off now, and the fans are starting to empty the stadium. But Pecos struck first on first possession to go up 45-37 with a successful two-point try as well. And Lakeview comes up just barely short on 4th and goal on a batted down pass on deflection to seal it. Pecos goes to 1-0 in district play. Lakeview 2-6 overall and 0-1 in district play. That's all for now from San Angelo Stadium. Back to you guys in the studio.
This live shot is sponsored by AFCO Steel.
For our final 3A matchup before the break, the Brady Bulldogs hosted the Early Longhorns. Brady is 6-1 and 2-0 in district. Early 1-6, 0-2. Brady would get a lead on this one, 21-8 at the half, and Bulldogs win 42-15. When we come back, we'll take a look at Class 2A, starting with Forsan and Cristobal. Don't go anywhere. This is Friday Night Football.
Brought to you by Randall Motors.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football. We move to Class 2A now, starting with Forsan at Cristobal. Cristobal 2-5. Forsan 1-6. Both teams 1-1 in district. First drive, Forsan with the ball, shotgun snap, and a handoff up the gut. Broken tackle and a 6-0 lead early in this game after the long TD run. Next drive, Cristobal, fake handoff, QB read option to the outside, and he's going to outrun everyone. Dives to the end zone. Cougars back in this one. Forsan closing out another drive, this time at the Cougars goal line. Handoff outside and punches it across for the easy score. Cougars under center here in the red zone. Outside handoff, a cut inside with a whiff tackle and a hard-fought touchdown. Cristobal down 22 at half, and Forsan would go on to win 36-15. In a District 3-2A Division I matchup, the Ozona Lions traveled to Colorado City. Ozona sitting at 5-2, 1-1. Wolves 2-5 and 0-2. Wolves with the ball to start. Quick slant completed to the receiver in traffic. Ozona up 8-0 at this point. Wolves with the ball again. Shotgun snap this time. The QB rolls right, looks downfield and throws into double coverage. Pass incomplete. Lions with the ball this time. Fake handoff. Steps up in the pocket, but it's a pack of Wolves to sack the QB. Wolves with the ball again. Under center handoff. Bounces outside, and it's not fooling anyone. A pack of Lions involved in this tackle. 37-14 Ozona at the half. Ozona was up 53-20 in the fourth at last check. The Sonora Broncos hosted Reagan County in a 3-2A D1 clash. Broncos are 4-3, 1-1 in district. Owls 6-1, 2-0. Third straight meeting. Reagan County just too much for Sonora, as Sonora would lose this one 20-7. Number 8, Mason hit the road to Holland for a 14-2A D1 showdown of 6-1 teams that are 2-0 in district. Mason looking pretty good in this one. They would roll 47-8 against Holland. El Dorado faced Van Horn for the first time since 2015. El Dorado 3-4, 1-1 in district. Van Horn 2-5 and 0-2. El Dorado Eagles had a strong start. The score 34-0 at the half. El Dorado would go on to win this 34-0. Sticking with 4-2A D2, Sterling City hosted number 8 Wink. Eagles are 3-4 and 1-1 on the season. Wildcats 6-1 and 2-0. Wink would dominate this one and go on to win it 41-0. In a matchup of 5 2A teams that are both 1-1 in District 7-2A D2, the Miles Bulldogs hosted the Hamlin Pied Pipers. Fourth quarter action. Miles with the ball to start. The fake handoff. Yancey playing magic here. Breaks the cameraman as well, and off to the races. Miles on the board first. Later in the game, Yancey again with the snap. Drops back. Cooper in the flat open. Hits him, makes a man miss. A crucial block downfield, and off to the races. Miles poured it on early with the 5 first half touchdowns. Final of this reel, and the special teams wanted to get involved too. The block punt goes for Miles' touchdown. Bulldogs up 34-0 at half, and they would go on to win 41-0. Our final 2A game of the week is on Saturday when the Junction Eagles travel to the Heinous. Junction is 6-1 and 3-0 in district. The Heinous 2-4 and 1-2. Kickoff for that one is at 7 o'clock. When we come back, we'll look at Class 1A starting with Water Valley versus Robert Lee. Keep your seat. This is Friday Night Football.
Steve, brought to you by Randall Motors.
Welcome back into Friday Night Football, and now to Class 1A in a Concho Valley showdown of Water Valley at Robert Lee. Robert Lee is 6-2 and 2-0 in district. Water Valley 5-2 and 1-0. First quarter action. Water Valley draws first blood on a long TD pass from Cade Manley to a wide open Anthony Quintana down the right sideline. 8-0 Wildcats. Robert Lee ties it at 8-8 in the first on a hookup from Brenner Sherwood to Wyatt Bosworth down the left sideline. Second quarter, Steers take a 16-8 advantage as Sherwood finds Nate Samaniego for a TD connection on an acrobatic one-handed catch. Water Valley pulls within 16-14 in the second on a pitch from Landon Lacey to Quintana, who fights through the defense. Water Valley would take this one 62-50. In another 8-1A D1 Concho Valley matchup, Paint Rock traveled to Erie County. Erie County 2-5 and 0-1 in district. Paint Rock 0-7 and 0-2. All Erie County in this one. Final score 50-0 Hornets. The Eden Bulldogs face the Medina Bobcats on the road in 15-1A D1 action. Eden is 5-2 and 1-0. Medina 2-6 and 1-1. Would be a close game at the half, but then Medina would go on to win this one 47-43. Another 15-1A D1 contest featured Menard at Nueces Canyon. Menard is 6-1-1, 2-0 in district. Nueces Canyon 1-6 and 0-1. Menard comes out strong in this one at the half, 58-26. The Yellow Jackets would go on to win this 82-54. And our final game of the night is the 6-1A D2 matchup of Bront at Blackwell. Longhorns enter at 2-5 and 1-0 in district. Blackwell 2-6 and 1-1. It was 36-0 Blackwell at the half, and that's how this one would finish. When we come back, we'll take a look at our Dr. Pepper trivia questions for the week, plus Week 9 headlines and Week 10 games. Stay right here.
This is Friday Night Football on KLST, brought to you by Randall Motors.
Welcome back in. We have covered all the games from tonight. Now let's look at one of our Dr. Pepper trivia questions. Again, from this past week's sweepstakes, what year did Water Valley and Robert Lee first face each other? A, 1908, B, 1930, C, 1945, or D, 1919? Head over to our website, Concho Valley Homepage, to answer. The winner will be announced Sunday. Before looking ahead at next week's games, let's look at some headlines from tonight. Central loses 49-31 to MHS. Lakeview falls to Pecos 45-37. Wall rolls past Grape Creek 58-6. And Water Valley tops Robert Lee 62-50. And now here's a look at some of our matchups for Week 10. Lakeview hosts Big Spring for Halloween on Thursday night. Central faces Odessa High for the home finale. Cristobal hits the road to Sonora, and Robert Lee is at Very Best. Friday Night Football is officially in the books. Visit the Concho Valley homepage for any extra news and information regarding tonight's games. And don't forget to put in your answers for the Dr. Pepper Trivia Sweepstakes. Now, sadly, that does end it for us here tonight. With KLST, I'm Charles Bryce. I'll see you here next week. Thanks for hanging out, and good night, Concho Valley.